みかたです。今日もみんなで一緒にアニメ楽しんでいこうね。ということで今日はなんと海外リアクターの方のインタビュー動画になります。これはね、私初の試みでございます。アニメリアクションといえば海外の反応みたいなところから始まってると思うし、海外の人の反応の方が気になる人が多いのかなと思っていて、でも反応は分かってもその人たちがどんな人なのかっていうのをいまいちつかめないんじゃないかなっていうのもすごい感じたりしていて、伝えられるきっかけになればいいなと思って今回ね、この企画をねちょっと考えてみました。私が単におしゃべりが好きなのでおしゃべりしてくれるかなっていうそれだけなんですけど、2025年に入っていろんなことやってみたいなって思ってて、その中の一つが海外リアクターの方にお話をさせてもらうっていうことでした。なので今回初めてかなってめちゃくちゃ嬉しいです。ちょっとずつ準備はしてて、ちょっとずつ進んではいってたんだけど、初めてお話しする機会が設けられてもう本当に感無量でございます。そんな記念すべき第1回にお話を伺うことができるのはフレシェストアニメさんです。みんな知ってるかな？知ってるよね。私よりみんなの方が海外リアクターの方とか多分詳しくてよく知ってると思うんだけど、そんな私でも知っている今回お話しさせてもらうフレシェストアニメさんなんだけど、すごい心よく引き受けてくださって、もう本当にありがたい限りでお話しするってことで緊張もあるんだけど、楽しくいろいろお話聞けていけたらいいなと思ってます。それではスタート。早速インタビュー入っていきたいと思うんですけど、いつからアニメが好きなのかとか、ジョーさんのことについてちょっとお聞きしたいなと思ってます。簡単に自己紹介していただけますか？
My name is Joe. I have a reaction channel. It's called Freshest Anime, and I love to watch anime. For example, like Steins Gate and Code Geass and Kimi ni Toroke and a lot of shows I got introduced to by my community on Patreon. But that's what I do. I react to a bunch of different stuff, and I love it.
すごくジョーさんはたくさんのアニメを見て、たくさんのリアクション動画を上げてるって印象なんですけど、いつからアニメを好きになったっていうのを、きっかけとか、いつ頃っていうのはありますか？
I have been watching anime for a very long time. The first time that I watched subbed anime, so the releases in Japan before it came to America in English, I started in 2007. That was Naruto and Bleach. Those were my first two. My sister is actually the one that introduced me to Bleach. Another friend of mine introduced me to Naruto. I never had cable as a kid. I grew up pretty poor. And so we didn't have Cartoon Network or Toonami, which is where they had anime, but in English dubbing. I watched a few episodes there, but then after my sister introduced me to subbed anime, the new episodes of Bleach, and then I started Naruto that way, and I started Death Note that way, and I've watched a lot of stuff as a kid. But also, when I was a kid, they still had VHS. So it was back before DVDs were really popular, but I didn't know it was anime. I didn't know what anime was until Naruto and Bleach and then watching it in Japanese. When I was a kid, my dad got really big into anime. He was the biggest fan of anime in our family. He watched way more anime than I did for the longest time, and I didn't get really deep into anime until he passed away in 2018. And then after he died, it really motivated me a lot more, like maybe a little bit of regret not being able to connect with him. So I started watching a lot more anime, and it is just I've watched so much anime. I watch over 100 different anime every single year. I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z as a kid because it was on cable, so I didn't watch it as a kid. Everyone around me watched it as a kid. People would draw pictures. They would draw Goku, they would draw Gohan, and then they would trade with their friends. And then, but I didn't watch it, so I was confused. Like, I was like, oh, it's cool. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. But I never watched it because I didn't have cable. But that's my anime journey.
想像よりもアニメの歴史といろんなことがあったんだということにすごく驚きました。フレシェストさんの家族みんながアニメを好きだったっていうことに驚きました。お父様と つながるためにアニメを見始めたっていうのは、すごく切ないような、でもなんかきっかけがすごい素敵なような、なんとも言えない、アニメとの深いきっかけというか、そういう出会いだったんだなっていうふうに思いました。その辺のアニメを見ない日本人よりも、アニメを見ている、絶対に。それぐらい本当にたくさんいろんな作品を見ているんだなっていうことが、すごく十分伝わりました。なので、日本のアニメをすごく楽しんで愛してくれてるっていうことが、今の自己紹介の中にすごくギュッと詰め込まれているなっていうふうに思いました。多分日本の視聴者の方は、そんな歴史を持っているっていうことを知らない人も多いと思うので、これがきっかけで知ってもらえると嬉しいです。でも、私自身もすごくびっくりしました。アニメを深く愛するきっかけは分かったんですけど、リアクションを取ろうと思ったきっかけっていうのはあるんですか？
I didn't know people reacted to shows. I didn't know people reacted to movies or anime or anything. And I only found out because I was starting to read a little manga, but the copyright for manga chapters is really strict. It's much easier to react to anime. And so I just decided to try anime reactions. I recorded my reaction to the first thing that I did was Jujutsu Kaisen. But I think that season 1, I read it. So I had already read the manga, but I did those reactions with my fiance and I had a lot of fun with that. It was Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan final season. Those were my first two. And then the anime that started in winter 2021. So Mushoku Tensei, Kumo Desu ga Nanika, Wonder Egg Priority, Horimiya. Those were some of the first ones that I started to do reactions for.
すごくいろんなジャンルを見ますね。アニメのいろんなジャンルを見る中で特に好きなジャンルとかっていうのはあったりしますか？バトルとか、ホリミヤっていう聞いてちょっとびっくりしたんですけど恋愛ものとかいろんなジャンルがあると思うんですけど、特に好きなジャンルとかっていうのがもしあれば教えてください。
I don't have any particular genre that I prefer. I actually will just watch any anime. I don't, if it's romance, I love romance. I love battle. I love adventure, fantasy, science fiction, thrillers. I love thrillers. Those are great. If you look at all the manga behind me, there are romance or horror, right? Like very like scarier ones.
Wow.
My favorite, I'll watch anything from any genre as long as it's good. I'll even watch bad anime. So it's not, it doesn't even have to be good. I'll watch bad ones too.
すごい。もう何でも楽しめるフレシェストさんのその器というか感性の素晴らしさが本当にかっこいいと思います。たくさん見てる中で好きなキャラクターとか一番好きな作品とかっていうのは答えられますか？私は一番好きな作品何ですかって聞かれても答えられないんですね。たくさんありすぎて。そういう質問をされた時に答えられる作品っていうのはありますか？
For characters, I tend to gravitate towards the goofy characters, the funny ones, the weirder ones. So anyone that makes me laugh is probably going to be my favorite character. For example, for One Piece. One Piece, my favorite character, it started as Luffy, because he's funny and he's cool. He beats everyone up. And then my favorite character became Usopp. But a lot of people... What's surprising is in the West, a lot of people do not like Usopp, but he was one of my favorites for a very long time because he's so funny, especially his interactions with Chopper. They're like a duo and they're just they were my favorites. But then Brook came and Brook is my favorite. I love Brook. Brook is my number one. So Brook, then Luffy. So I still like the protagonist, the main character, because they're the ones that the story's about. They're the ones that are overcoming all of the obstacles. They're breaking through and they're showing what it takes to become king of the pirates or to become the greatest swordsman or to become the best whatever. Typically in a battle shonen, they're trying to become become the number one something. But I'll always gravitate towards the comedy character just because I love to laugh.
意外でした。でも、面白いキャラクターが好きっていうのは話しているとわかるような気もしたんですけど、でも、ワンピースのキャラクターは強さと面白さが本当にみんな混在してるのが私もすごく好きで、それは魅力的だなって思うし、あげてもらったウソップもブルクもみんな大好き。日本だとウソップとか、まあブルックもだけど、いじられキャラっていうバカにできる、バカにして笑えるっていうキャラクターとかは結構愛されるっていうイメージがあるんですけど、海外とかアメリカとかだと違うものですか？ワンピースのキャラクターの、ウソップがあんまり海外では人気がないみたいなお話だったと思うんですけど、逃げ腰みたいなところが原因みたいな感じなんですか？国によって違いがあるなっていうのは感じますか？
So I think the issue that people that I've seen in the Western community, the issue they have with Usopp is partially because he's a coward, but I think it's more because there's this concept within the Western audiences of characters that do nothing. So a lot of people feel like Usopp does nothing. He doesn't provide anything because he's not defeating people. He's not the strong character. And so they think that like, there's no point in his existence, which I think is stupid. I think that's a dumb idea because you kind of see like the range of he is still beloved by Luffy, and Luffy would not give him up for anyone. Usopp is a Straw Hat, and he's part of their crew. He's part of their family. And so this idea that he is like useless is ridiculous because, I mean, obviously he adds so much with comedy, but also sometimes he can be like a mature voice. He can direct people the right way to the right decision. And more than anything, I think that he brings a lot of like ease to tension. Whenever there's a big battle, they all run away. They all try and find a way out. And there's running gags that he's established over so many chapters and so many episodes that are just so relevant. This idea that he's useless is so messed up. If we're talking about in a battle, obviously he's probably the least, he's just not doing as much as everyone else, unless he puts a mask on. But except Sogeking's different.
わかります。ウソップは確かに強くないし、倒すということにおいては秀でてないけど、それ以外のところで仲間をまとめるというか、ムードを良くするっていう、やっぱ冒険の旅の中に絶対に必要なキャラクターだと私も思います。戦いばっかりじゃ、こっちも疲れるし、きっとルフィたちも疲れるし、彼みたいな、ああいうちょっと面白いムードメーカーがいてくれることっていうのは、バトルを求めてる人にとっては、ちょっと退屈しちゃうかもしれないけど、きっと絶対に必要なエッセンスだと私も思います。日本の人は、すごく作品に対しての熱量というか、深い愛があるっていうのを感じていて、その愛ゆえに揉めたり、バトルしたりする瞬間っていうのを見受けられることもあるんですけど、日本人が好きな日本のアニメみたいな対する愛の持ち方なのかなっていうのを日本人ながらに思って見ています。何人だからっていうのはなくって、世界にも同じぐらいアニメを深く愛して、知識とか歴史とかっていうものを深く知っていて、それを伝えたいと思う人がいるんだなっていうことに、YouTube でアニメリアクション活動を始めてから気づくことができて、なんかそれは私にとってもすごい深い発見だったなっていうふうに思います。 文化の違いはあれ、国の違いはあれ、性別の違いはあれ、日本のアニメっていうものに対してみんな一生懸命夢中になって好きっていうものを感じられる瞬間っていう、その時間を共有できるっていうことがすごく幸せだなって私は活動をしていて思うんですけど、フレシェストさんは活動をしていてどんな瞬間が一番嬉しいとかを感じる瞬間ですか？
I think that anyone that makes videos loves to hear any sort of comment or see any comment that is saying that they love the video, that they
Yeah.
love the reaction, that they felt the same way. What really makes me happy is when I say something that is more of like my own opinion on a moment, or if I make a joke and then people say, I was thinking the same thing, or I feel the same. I love that so much. I also really like getting Japanese comments because when I get Japanese comments, it's in kanji. And so I don't know what it is. I have to highlight it and then I have to use the translate. And so it's a mystery. Is it going to be a nice comment? Is it going to be a mean comment? They're usually very nice comments. Kind, and they're also very informative. I learn a lot from Japanese comments. I think when I see those comments that are like in Japanese and I translate those, they help me to understand what I missed in a situation because I'm American. You know, I don't know how the impact is for a Japanese viewer because the way my brain functions is not going to be the same as somebody in Japan because of that, you know, the culture, what you grow up in and what you're taught. Like, you don't want to do things that will affect someone else negatively because you have to have respect for like the people around you in society. And so there's that. There's like a deep sense of like honor and pride and some of those things my family is like 5-6 generations American. So we don't have like this deep culture from another country that my family personally has. So for me, I don't really have much of a culture outside of just being American. So I learn a lot from the comments. And yeah, the things that I like the most are nice comments that make me happy. And mean comments, ooh. Even if I get 50 nice comments, then I get one mean comment. That one mean comment, that one can hurt so much. It can really destroy your mood. Or like if someone misunderstands what I said, and they think that I meant something in a different way, that can be really tough for me because then I feel like I really need to explain it to them. But then there's a part of me that doesn't want to explain it because I almost feel like it's never going to be good enough. No matter what I say. But I think some people respond very positively. I think that the majority of people, when you respond to them, even if they say something mean, they generally are just surprised that you even replied to them. And so they kind of take it very positively and they say, oh, sorry. Or they try to really like ease the tension themselves and just kind of step back instead of like being more confrontational, which is good.
フレシェストさんが好意的に感じてくれているっていうことにすごく日本人の一人として嬉しく思うし、きっと多分これを聞いた日本人のみんなも喜んでくれると思います。Amazing.